Morning, Mr. Andrew. Morning to the nation. This morning, Lord, I stretch my hands today. Father, no other help I know but only you. And if only you draw yourself from us this hour, Lord, where thou shalt go. Father, we thank you for the night that we spent. We thank you for the morning rising sun. We even thanking you for the most important thing in our life, the breath you breathe unto each and every one of us. We thank you this morning, blessed Lord. My God and my King this morning, Lord. I bring the nation before you. Father, remember the nation this morning, blessed Lord. Remember the school children I bring before you, Lord. Remember them this hour, blessed Lord. Leave them not alone, but still support and comfort them. Father, remember them. Educate them for yourself. I bring the teachers before you this hour, blessed Lord. Remember them, Jesus. I ask in your Master to look over them, guide them and protect them, Lord. Give them the understanding, Lord. Teach them how to love and to unite and to understand with these children this hour, blessed Lord. Only for you sake, Master. Remember the Prime Minister I bring before you this morning, Lord. Dr. Kid by name and by number. Reach out and touch Jackson. Whichever I locate. Father God, what to do, what you could do, and what he could say. You know everything. Remember, each and every one of them are dwelling together with him. Father, security, Lord, please, Jesus, help them to be truthful to him. Remember all the other ministers, both male and female, they all is in your hand. Pass by each and every one of them home this morning. All those who are dwelling with them, Lord, reach out and touch each and every one of them this morning. Father God, I bring the entire force in your hand this morning, Lord. Father, reach out and touch each and every one, those on duty and those out of duty. Pass by our police station this hour, Lord. Father, I know you is able, there is nothing you cannot do for them. Remember St. Patrick Police Station, I bring it before you and I lift it up to you. Each and every one of them what in that station, Lord, teach them to love and to unite and to understand each other. This our blessed Lord. Bless each and every one. It might be small as a mustard seed, but share the blessing unto each and every one of them. Father God, the Coast God I bring before you. Reach out and touch it this morning, Lord. Father, each and every one on that Coast God, Lord. Father, in the going, Lord, on that mission, Lord, go with them because, Father God, outside is not easy. In the remaining, Lord, cover them. When they're about to come back, please, Jesus, bring them back safe and sound. You know each and every one of them this hour, Lord. My God, Jah, you cut in and give them a peep down below, Lord. Father, you know they need you. Without you, they cannot do anything. Remember us in Grenada, blessed Lord. Father, remember the buses, Lord. Remember the driver. Remember the conductor. Remember the passenger. Remember the boat and the plane this hour on the ocean and in the sky, Lord. Remember each and every one of them. Remember the sick and afflicted one. Those that cannot help themselves. Help someone, Lord, to be able to help them this hour, blessed Lord. My God and my King, take your country in charge. Remember Karikou. Remember Petit Matnik. Not forgetting St. Vincent, Lord. Thanking you for each and everything. Thanking you for when the road is rough. Thanking you for when it's smooth. Oh God, this our blessed Lord, the Prime Minister, each and every one of them in that country, Lord. I bring them before you, Lord. Mr. Andrew, I bring before you. Remember that son, if thou be so pleased. Remember him this morning, blessed Lord. Thanking you for life. Thanking you for health. Thanking you for strength. Thanking you for courage. Pass by the home you learn unto him. Remember him this morning, blessed Lord. Father God, the basket is in your hand. Always full it this hour, blessed Lord. You water pit this hour, Lord. Always put water inside that basket, inside that cup this hour, blessed Lord. The spring of his body, I bring them before you this hour, Lord, whichever they locate. Remember them, Jesus. All those who are dwelling with them, I bring them before you this hour, blessed Lord. Remember home this hour, Lord. Remember the radio station, Lord. The folk and I bring before you the bonding center and even the chapel, the door, the entire of the gap, the surrounding of the yard. Keep it safe night and day. Leave no veins where Satan could enter this hour, blessed Lord. Remember Nabi, I bring before you. Remember the little one you learn unto her. Remember Brendan this morning, pass by home this hour, Lord. Each and every one of them in that home. Remember them this morning. I bring all the other staff before you this hour, Lord. Father, the nurses and the doctors I bring before you, Lord. Remember each and everyone this hour, Lord. I cannot name them one by one. Remember my cousin I bring before you, Father. We serve as she look it. Look down upon her this hour, Lord. Bless her if thou be so pleased. My village and my people this hour, Lord. I ask in you, Lord, to bind every one of us together like one bond elastic that cannot be broken. Mr. Boston, I bring before you. Remember that son, if thou be so pleased. Father, guide him and protect him. Keep him in the act of safety. Leave no veins where Satan could enter. My God and my King, when you tell the disciple to say, our Father which art in heaven, holy be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us the days our daily bread and forgive us our trespasses, and we forgive those who trespass against us, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil. For thou is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen and amen.
Amen.
So what say?
Nothing.
Eh?
Nothing.
I don't hear.
Nothing.
None do say?
No, nothing.
What, things good?
No.
Things are good?
No.
Once you are alive, things must good.
No.
If you don't alive, well, you know, I don't say, you see me, I don't worry over nothing. Every day I don't say one word. Even though I get up in the morning and I don't have nothing to eat or to drink. Somebody that I need believe I have, somebody must give me something. They must. So hard I believe too. Somebody must give you something too. So now be rich already?
I don't know.
Well, what kind of man you is?
I don't know. No, I don't know. She probably is outside. Sometimes she comes in and I don't hear.
Okay.
She has her own key.
That could happen.
So when I come in, I would lock behind me. And when she comes, she'd lock. She'd open up.
Okay, yes, that does happen.
So I don't know when sometimes I know, sometimes I could hear her. Depending on what I'm doing, I could hear her come in.
Okay.
But other times I don't hear her. And she want to sneak.
Sometimes you have to move silence too, you know.
Move silent. What she hiding?
A lot of things she have to hide. You may not have plenty as her, but she have a lot of things to hide. I see down and me donkey watching me talk on the phone, you know.
You have a donkey again? I thought of the silly donkey already.
No, that next one.
The
That
next
one
one?
is a jack. That one is a boy, not a girl. Well, I'm running for Drumstick to come.
All right, if you say so.
All right.
Take care of yourself, love. All right, great.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye, yeah.
I say we have to prepare to meet the challenges of life without fear. Greed and jealousy, hatred and envy, man, you have to move with care in that jungle out there. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. How you move when you're moving. Which direction you're going. You got to be.
Whatever you do, my friends, you got to be careful. Wow. Is it hot? I don't know, but something ain't right.
Ozone really gets it clean. Get with the Ozone family line of products. Ozone liquid laundry detergent. Perfect for your semi or fully automatic washing machines. Yet suitable for your hand wash. Soft on your hands. Ozone disinfectant cleaner. It's the most powerful disinfectant and cleaner with a long-lasting fresh scent. Tackles every job around the house or office. Ozone detergent powder and ultra soft fabric softener gets your clothes clean with a natural freshness. Keeps your colors bright. Choose from the wonderful scents: soft flower, ocean breeze, and the new aloe vera. Keep your kitchen sparkling clean with the Ozone dishwashing liquid, Ozone sponges, and cleaning cloth. Ozone toilet bowl cleaner removes lime scale and kills germs while giving your toilet a refreshing scent. Ozone really gets it clean. Marketed and distributed by Calico, Frequente St. George's, and are available at shops and supermarkets nationwide.
Who wants to save 30%. Everybody. Now more than ever, Flow understands the need to make your dollar stretch. Our new bundles can help you save 30% off your current bill. Plus, get a free speed upgrade on your in-home internet. Simply add your mobile to your current home services account and save 30%. It's easy. Sign up now and save. All on the most reliable fixed and mobile network on island. Visit a Flow store or call us at 1-800-804-2994 for more information. Flow, it only gets better. Terms and conditions apply.
Green's Concept introduces the latest innovation in air conditioning technology in Grenada, providing the most energy efficient, environmentally friendly air conditioning units in Grenada. Using a natural refrigerant, our air conditioning unit systems are up to 40% more energy efficient than the current units used in the Grenadian market. Powerful cooling while using less electricity and very inexpensive. That means more money in your pocket. We offer free delivery to all locations of installation and installed by top quality trained professional engineers with over 20 years experience in the business. Contact Green's Concept 417-5460 or 442-1663. Email greensconcept@gmail.com. At Green's Concept, we cool you and the planet.
Green's Concepts announces special prices on 18,000 and 24,000 BTU units. You have been saving on power, now save on prices. Call us today.
Steele's Auto Supply Company Limited presents its pop-up showroom part 2, close to the Citez Burst Terminal, Friday, June 4th, 2021, between the hours of 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. On display will be a variety of vehicles. Come see your Toyota Rush, Kia Sonet, Picante, Suzuki, and Seltos. Also on display will be Chevron lubricants, Maguire detailing products, automotive accessories, track batteries, plus many, many more products and accessories. Check them out today. Steele's Auto Supply Company Limited, pop-up showroom part 2. Don't forget, close to the Citez Burst Terminal on Friday, 4th June 2021. See you there.
I'm Shadell Naya Compton of Belmont Estate, and I've worked in the tourism industry in Grenada for 20 years, and I just love what I do. When COVID-19 halted business and I had to close my doors, it was so painful. Loss of income, loss of guests, loss of staff. Today, there's light again because of the COVID-19 vaccine. I listen to the scientists and to my trusted friends in the medical profession. I took the vaccine to get back to work and back to life. And because I care for myself and for each of you, I am only one. But together, we can get there.
Hey, I am Corporal 85 Grant, attached to CRD Eastern Division, reminding you that incest and all other sexual violence is a crime.
And me say no make them take advantage of you.
Smooth sailing in the morning time, not even sticking. Drumsticks morning.
No drumstick.
So, why did you call?
I called was to find out something, but I didn't realize drumstick
so,
I have to do the scripture.
Ask your question.
So I'll call back.
Okay. When they get a chance to call back, I hope they ain't think. Something's wrong with this microphone.
Which line?
Yeah, yours. Let me see. Yeah. It's working, but it's just that it's too hot. It needs to be turned down a bit.
So let's use this one.
What's that?
Oh, okay.
Drummers.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, tell me.
Good morning to you. Good morning to Mabel. Good morning to Nisha. A reading from the Word of God, Psalm 147.
Mm-hmm.
Praise ye the Lord, for it is good to sing praises unto our God, for he is plenty, and praises constantly. The Lord do build up Jerusalem. He gathereth together outcasts of Israel. He healeth the broken heart. He bindeth up their wounds. He telleth the numbers of the stars. He calleth them all by their names. Great is our Lord, and great power. His understanding is infinite. The Lord lifts up the meek. He casts down the wicked to the ground. Sing unto the Lord with thanksgiving. Sing praises unto our God. He covereth the heavens with clouds. Who prepare rain for the earth. Who maketh grass to grow upon the mountains. This is the end of his scripture.
Thank you very much. And how are you today?
I'm good.
Great.
Yep.
The girls?
They're all right. Anyway, Oliver and Dillian gone to work already.
Oliver and Dillian gone?
Yeah, they're gone.
Are they happening?
New things happening. Maybe they get a dream last night. Because Oliver always late. I have to run.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe new things happening. Maybe new things happening. You never know.
Oliver a medal, man.
Say again?
You don't give Oliver a medal because he always late, but the time she goes so early this morning.
She'll get a medal. We can organize a medal for her.
Yeah.
All right, darling, take care.
You have a nice day, man. Nabella, have a nice day.
You also.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye.
Bye.
So, how's your night?
It was okay, surprisingly.
You talking?
I said it was okay. How was yours?
See these people in them. See, there I am.
You know what I'm saying?
There I
How
am.
was your
There.
night?
Look, see me? Look at
I don't want to
Look
see
at me.
you.
Look at me right here.
Good morning to my friend Ched.
Who's
How you
Ched?
doing today, Ched? Junction fried chicken.
Oh, that Ched.
That Ched. Yes. I have a funeral to go to today. Actually, I lie. Let me stop this lying. I have a happy hour to go in today.
Lord of mercy.
I want to lie. The happy hour, I have nice food. So I am going for the food. See, I just speak the honest truth. I prefer to tell the truth than lie.
I tell you what, I am so happy you made that statement. Yeah, because you know that a girl.
I ain't lying though. I'm not lying.
I didn't say you were lying. I'd say you know. Listen, I got to give you this one. You have to get this one. If you ain't get... No, you're getting some wicked shots there. I camera freezing up and thing on you and you give you this some wicked shots there. If you want to see this one? Check this one out. Check this one out. Yeah, that camera have you going today. Oh no, what is with you and that camera?
I don't know. I think you probably need to unplug and plug it in a different outlet and see. Try it in a different output. See how that goes.
Not output, input.
Input, whatever.
Gosh.
Some put.
You die while your nose growing again.
My nose is not growing.
Yeah, your
Why
nose
is my
growing.
nose growing?
The storybook boy that has tell lies.
Well, I don't tell lies. I be honest. I'm not going in funeral. I'm going in happy hour.
Where is that?
I can't give out the location.
Come on, you could do better than that.
Somewhere on the St. Patrick's East.
Well, St. Patrick's East has its first church, the first church in St. Patrick's East. If you start to the west end of St. Patrick's East, the first church is the Catholic.
No, I tell you, I'm going in happy
Hold
hour.
on.
Okay,
It's the
but
Catholic
proceed.
Church.
Go ahead.
The second church is the Anglican Church. The third church on the east, going that side, would be the one in Thingy,
Where?
in Monfendu.
Is that East?
That is east.
Okay.
You know, shit. The next one is in Snell Hall.
If you're taking that route. But we're not going Snell Hall route. We're going Montrose side. So then the next one would be the Advent. The next one would be the Adventist Church in Rose Hill. That's where the next one would be. There's an Adventist Church in Rose Hill. Yeah. Then
there were 3 churches in Rose Hill, you know.
Well, right. So we'll check all the 3 churches in there.
Yeah.
Then we'll proceed.
Don't look at you and see you.
I suppose. What kind of thing is that?
Yeah.
Then we'll proceed on. So then that one would be in Plains. That's Brandon's church, I think.
Plains?
Yeah. And then going.
Then
we have the Catholic in River Sally. Then we have the Pastor King there. Then we have the other one past Pastor King going lower down. Mm-hmm. Then we have the Adventist one that is after Brandon.
Before Brandon.
Is it before? Yeah, before Brandon. Yes, it's before Brandon actually. Yeah. So, St. Patrick's East really have church. I hope a lot of them saved.
I tell you what is very interesting.
Well,
and this I've never seen that. I've never thought of it before. St. Patrick's East has about 6 different villages, right? Or polling divisions, or polling stations, or whatever.
About 6.
About 6, eh?
Well, St. Patrick's West has 6 also.
No, St. Patrick's West has 9.
9? Oh.
But check this out. So there are churches in Sateas. There's no church in Livera.
Not yet.
There's no church in Livera. And there's no church in... There are churches in Rose Hill. There is a church in Montfendu.
Plains.
Youth with a Mission go pray for them people in Maddies.
Right, so.
Plains has a church. River Sally has churches. Hermitage has churches.
Montrose.
Snell Hall has a church. Montrose has a church or churches, whatever. Boy, Montrose to a church.
That's okay.
Are we gonna open that church in Manchester?
Nah, boy, what?
Yeah,
Where we putting it?
Yeah?
Where we putting the church in Monchurch?
Take garbage shop and turn it into a church right by the road there. Let garbage stay somewhere else.
You have a very valid point, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we take there's a little piece of land where a house burned right by garbage. They will take that and make the parking lot.
Valid point.
In 3 years.
Church fully up and running?
Not church fully up and running. I buy in the Lamborghini.
Oh God. This is you open the church for?
Yeah.
Tithes and offerings?
Tithes and offerings. Come with it. Oh me, Andre, stop that, yeah? Next thing, people start to get vexed with me for speaking the truth.
It's time for the weather. And we're in the hurricane season, so we need to be on the ball.
Snap your finger on there if you feel your dog, yeah?
Oh, I didn't know that was the same funeral.
Which one?
The funeral.
I don't understand you.
2 persons on the Western Zone. They're related to the individual that is being laid to rest today.
2 persons on the western side? I don't understand.
A part of the Western Zone. There's a Western Zone movement. There are 2 individuals that are a part of the movement. Right?
I'm still baffled. I'm still can't. So help me. Help me to understand.
2 individuals who I am in a group with, they are related to the person who's being laid to rest today.
Oh, so that's why you're going to the happy hour?
No, I was going to the happy hour for other reasons. I didn't realize that it was the same linkage.
Somebody asked me who I have this morning.
The heading is on there?
Is it?
Yes.
Well, there you go. Check the heading. Today, girl. Today we happening.
They have waterways.
Yeah, man.
In the hurricane season.
The hurricane season. All right. So you know what? Let me go and get the weather, yeah? What do you think?
Go and get Jason Robertson.
Who?
I know, that's my guest for today, Jason Robertson.
Nah. It's going to be a lady.
Okay.
It smells like if it's cassia. That wonderful fragrance I'm getting. Let's see what happens.
Where you walk, what you say, when you talk, where you go, where you walk, what you say, when you talk.
I changed my mind. We go surprise call, but because I feel is my good friend. He's my real good friend.
Met Office, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Tamer. How are you?
Missing in action, man. Where you been yesterday?
Wait, I been yesterday?
Well, I hear your call yesterday, so I had to ask you.
Maybe you didn't listen to the phone?
I didn't listen to the phone. I sit down right here, the phone 6 inches from me. Me and the phone not socially distancing. Everybody has called. All Tom, Dick, and Harry call.
What happened yesterday? Didn't we call yesterday?
No, you didn't call yesterday.
I don't.
I think we were caught up in conversation. Probably.
Yeah, probably caught up in conversation, so we ain't bother.
Oh, so you're all talking and you leave me out.
Yeah, leave you out, we bother.
It's all right.
How you doing?
Well, boy, what can I tell you? There, jamming.
All right.
Jamming.
You got a jam. So tell us, what's the weather going to be like, my brother?
Okay. Well.
I'm listening.
Yeah, before we start, remember we are now in the hurricane season, right?
Well, yeah, that is true. That is most definitely true. When did it officially start?
June 1st.
June 1st. So.
June 1st.
Talk to me, brother.
And I hope by this time you, your household, and all your listeners have some sort of plan in place, because, we cannot prevent a system from impacting us, but what we can do is to make life better so that we can survive it. That's the important thing. Right?
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay. Yeah, well, conditions throughout the state are partly cloudy. Winds easterly at 40 miles an hour. Barometric pressure 13.7. That's just above normal and rising. Current temperature 27.1 Celsius. Relative humidity 73%. During the last 24 hours, we had a maximum temperature of 30.7, a minimum of 5.4. No rainfall during that same period, hence the total for the month is, of course, 0. Looking at the public forecast, which is valid for today and tonight for our Tri-Island states, conditions are expected to be partly cloudy with a few light showers. Winds east-northeasterly to easterly at 12 to 22 miles an hour. Seas moderate, waves 4 to 6 feet in open waters. Tides are currently rising. High tide would be at 7:59 this morning. Low tide would be at 1 minute to 2. Maximum temperature today should get up to around 30.5 Celsius. We'll have sunset this evening at 6:29, and tomorrow's sunrise will be 5:42. So just to repeat the forecast, conditions are expected to be partly cloudy with a few light showers.
Mm-hmm.
Andre, so that's all from me.
Tim, tell me though, what does the focus for the season look like then?
Oh, well, Andre, according to all the experts, they have all agreed that this 2021 Atlantic hurricane season will be another active one. Okay, we have all the major institutions have given their predictions, and I can tell you, looking at the two that we deal with the most, for example, the University of Colorado, they have a very good tropical program. They predict 17 storms, 8 hurricanes, 4 major hurricanes. Hurricane Center, they predict 13 to 20 storms, between 6 to 10 hurricanes, and between 3 and 5 major hurricanes.
Okay.
Yeah. So the average, looking back at the historical data, the average is about 14 storms, I think 7 hurricanes and 3 major hurricanes. So everybody's gunning for above active season again. And this year, 2021, has now made it the 7th consecutive year that we have storm formation before the official start. Okay? So sooner or later, Andre, we might just have to bring forward the start of that hurricane season. Actually, from May 15th, actually, the Hurricane Center started issuing those bulletins that you would normally get just for the hurricane season. Just to tell you how things have changed.
Well, it looks like we may not have to close the season. Just leave it. So, because if that's what is happening, then you might not have to close the season.
Well, if that happened, I wouldn't want to be around. By the way, I mean, in the Pacific, they are now on the second storm. Eh?
Yeah.
They are on the second storm. So, and they are normally much more active than us. Yeah.
Tima, let me just try to put two things together here. We're in the hurricane season. There's a possibility that any one of us, because we have 4 major hurricanes that may come. We hope and pray they don't, but that's 4 major hurricanes that may come. Excuse me, between 15 to 20 storms?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Look at it and tell me from your vision, and look at it and tell me, what does that mean? How does those storm, how would they impact on health? And when I say health here, you can speak to how you think it could impact on COVID-19 with these storms, if one was to touch down on a territory.
Andre, that is something that I don't think anybody really want to consider. But the thing is, these systems, once they affect any territory, they place a major strain on all aspects of life. Okay, and especially the health sector, because you always have injuries and with all the rain and so forth, you normally have a spike in all the vector-borne diseases and so forth. Okay, so adding that to already tense situation with COVID, you add in a lot of psychological stress to people. Okay, because people are going to be worried a lot more, thinking, boy, if something happened and if the worst happened, would our health system be able to manage this new disaster with this always looming COVID situation in the back of your head? Was it, if you are impacted, how will the health facility deal with the actual trauma of the impact with the physical injuries and so, and deal with the COVID situation? You may have situations where, like, you could have a spike because people might not be able to observe some of the protocol. I know NAGMA had a meeting a few weeks ago just trying to deal with COVID situations within shelters. Okay, because that now is a whole new dynamic you have to look at. You know, so is a very worrying and stressful situation. So we can only pray that we don't get affected again this year.
Let me say thank you very much, Delma, and your comments are highly appreciated.
Okay, Andre.
Take care. Angel Hops forever.
Forever.
All right, great.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. It's 91.9, 91.5, www.realfmgrenada.com. Did you listen to that, Navi?
Yes, I did. I'm gonna.
Worrying, ain't it?
Well, I've learned not to worry anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned to just basically be prepared. Because with the weather, it's very unpredictable.
Your nose growing again.
I don't worry about the weather.
I say your nose growing.
I don't care what you say.
I know you don't care, but your nose growing.
Goodbye.
What do you call it with the nose growing in the book?
Pinocchio.
Why did his nose grow?
Because he was a liar.
Oh, so your nose growing again?
My nose is not growing.
Oh, look at your nosy grow. It is getting ready. It looks like Rudolph.
Okay then.
Yeah. How's your dad?
He's okay.
Driving again today?
Nah, they ain't walking today.
What? How can I do that? Rondalyn, say good morning, yeah?
Yes, good morning, Rondalyn.
Mm-hmm. What? I ain't see no comments on thing this morning, Nabi. It's me that I ain't seen no what?
Where?
On the, how do you call it?
Facebook?
On the live? No, yeah, I restarted the StreamYard.
So you don't have to send me over the Skype link?
No.
Okay.
I didn't restart the computer.
Just making sure.
The Skype thing is still there. It's still waiting for people to join.
Good.
But what you bringing up my voice for?
Because I have to make sure what you're doing is accurate. So you can go play the Waterwise while we stand by for our guest.
Are you going to call her?
No. I
Yeah,
texted her already.
And she responded?
No, she read the message.
Oh, okay. She's smart.
Very.
Water, Earth's purest, life-sustaining resource, can easily become contaminated by environmental conditions. NAWASA continues to improve the quality of its water supply through state-of-the-art water treatment systems and trained, experienced staff. NAWASA preserves our health and quality of life. NAWASA, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Good morning, listeners, and welcome to another edition of Waterwise, a production of the National Water and Sewerage Authority, NAWASA. I am Wendy Chateau. It's June 2nd, and we are officially into the 2021 Atlantic hurricane season, with the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, CDEMA, reminding Grenada and other countries in the region of the need to be fully prepared, even as they continue to grapple with the impact of COVID-19. This with predictions of an above-average probability of major hurricanes making landfall this year, and the Colorado State University predicting 17 named storms, 8 hurricanes, and 4 major hurricanes. During its press conference on Monday to look at expectations and readiness for the hurricane season, Acting Executive Director Elizabeth Riley highlighted the need for preparedness regardless of season predictions.
On April the 8th, 2021, the Colorado State University forecast that the 2021 Atlantic Basin hurricane season will have above normal activity. While sea surface temperatures averaged across the tropical Atlantic are consistent with the average over past years, subtropical Atlantic sea surface temperatures are warmer than normal. As a result, there is an above average probability for major hurricanes making landfall in the Caribbean. For this year, the Colorado State University predicts 17 named storms, 8 hurricanes, and 4 major hurricanes. This is compared to an average of 14 named storms, 7 hurricanes, and 3 major hurricanes over the last 20 years. Further to this forecast, On May the 20th of this year, the Climate Prediction Center of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, predicted a 60% chance of an above normal Atlantic hurricane season, with 13 to 20 named storms, of which 6 to 10 could become hurricanes, including 3 to 5 as major hurricanes. Already, we have witnessed the formation of the first storm, Tropical Storm Anna, on May the 22nd, signaling the 7th consecutive year that a storm formed before the official start of the season on June 1st. As a result of this, the National Hurricane Center issued regular tropical weather outlooks from May the 15th this year, 2 weeks earlier than it did in the past. I, however, want to reiterate that it only takes one event to make an impact, so hurricane preparedness is critical every year, regardless of how much activity is forecast. And I invite you to visit the CEDEMA website at www.cedema.org for general guidance on hurricane preparedness.
Well, as highlighted by Ms. Riley, preparation is key, and we continue to remind you that clean water is essential in safeguarding health before, during, and after a hurricane. But unfortunately, hurricanes often worsen the conditions necessary for a safe supply of drinking water through broken mains and pipes due to earth movement, fallen trees, boulders, or rocks, damage to NOWASA's treatment plants, siltation of dams, mainly by landslides, and the contamination of water by dead animals and rotting plants trapped within the catchment area. Water supply to your home may be temporarily interrupted during and after a hurricane, and so to ensure your household has a safe and adequate water supply, we urge you to, if you do not currently have storage, begin the process of either securing a water tank or storage containers, as it is important to collect and store water in clean, non-corrosive, and mostly tightly covered containers, both in and out of your refrigerator prior to a hurricane or storm. Of course, the authority encourages at least a 3 days supply of 35 gallons per person per day, giving consideration to the individual needs of your family and pets. That's our program for today. On behalf of the entire team at NOWASA, I am Wendy Chateau, wishing you a fantastic day and reminding you to go follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay connected.
Water, Earth's purest, life-sustaining resource, can easily become contaminated by environmental conditions. NOWASA continues to improve the quality of its water supply through state-of-the-art water treatment systems and trained, experienced staff. NOWASA preserves our health and quality of life. NOWASA, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Ozone really gets it clean. Get with the Ozone family line of products. Ozone liquid laundry detergent, perfect for your semi or fully automatic washing machines, yet suitable for your hand wash, soft on your hands. Ozone disinfectant cleaner. It's the most powerful disinfectant and cleaner with a long-lasting fresh scent. Tackles every job around the house or office. Ozone detergent powder and ultra soft fabric softener gets your clothes clean with a natural freshness, keeps your colors bright. Choose from the wonderful scents, soft flower, ocean breeze, and the new aloe vera. Keep your kitchen sparkling clean with the Ozone dishwashing liquid, Ozone sponges, and cleaning cloth. Ozone toilet bowl cleaner removes lime scale and kills germs while giving your toilet a refreshing scent. Ozone really gets it clean. Marketed and distributed by Calico, Frequente St. George's, and are available at shops and supermarkets nationwide.
Dr. Chaitin again, international social skill consultant, reminding you that we should stop every form of sexual violence here in the beautiful island of Grenada.
And me say no make them take advantage of you.
Now more than ever, Flow is working hard to keep you connected to the things that matter most. Your family, your work, and your favorite entertainment. We are also providing Flow Study free of charge so students can stay connected and up to date with their schoolwork. And because your safety is our highest priority, you can manage your account from the safety of your own home through the MyFlow app. We are here for you, keeping you connected.
M&M Hardware Limited, Hope St. Andrew and Dusty Highway, St. George. Shop conveniently for all your building materials, including plumbing, electrical, lumber, cement, steel, and much more. We manufacture roofing sheets available in 11 colors, aluminum windows, doors, insect screens, and hurricane shutters. Installation services are available for all our manufactured products. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. M&M Hardware Limited. Come on in and experience our affordable prices, or call us 444-6757 or 440-6757 Dusty Highway. Email us at info@mahonhardware.com or mnmdusty@mahonhardware.com. M&M Hardware, foundation to roof. Let's build together.
Get high making money moves with the NLA's new Aces High Scratch game with 4 chances to win. Beat the dealer's card to win the prize shown. Reveal an A symbol. And just like that, you are automatically a winner. Scratch away to win the top prize of $10,000. Win easy with Scratch. Must be 18 or older to play.
Treat yourself from head to toe with A1 hair, skin, and beauty products from Sarah's Hair and Beauty Supply Store, located on Ben Jones Street in Grenville, close to the New Testament Church. Want to achieve that classy Instagram model look? Come visit us at Sarah's Beauty Salon. We offer expression, pre-stripped, and antibacterial braids, forelocks, jerry curl, deep wave, yaki weave. Lace front wigs are also available, both synthetic and human hair. Of course, we offer a collection of extensions, Brazilian 100% human hair and Peruvian 100% virgin remedy. We provide our customers with the finest nail care products, eyelashes, do-rags, razors, shaving products, and weaving needles to keep you stylish and popping. Visit Sarah's Hair and Beauty Supply Store today, and remember, we treat our customers with the lowest prices nationwide and raging discounts store-wide. Sarah's Hair and Beauty Supply Store, where all your beauty wishes will most certainly be granted.
Where you walk, what you say, when you talk, where you go, where you walk, what you say, when you talk.
It's a hungry world out there, with everybody scrambling to get a share. Wolves in sheep clothing, birds of prey waiting to swoop down on you, and there's no telling what they'll do. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Where you go when you're walking, what you say when you're talking, you gotta be careful.
Whatever you do, you gotta be careful, my friends. Because this is what life is all about. Life is not about just do what you want, when you want, how you want. No. You gotta be careful in every single aspect of life. Well, Wednesday morning it is, and we started it a couple of weeks ago. We would have had already on the program Kate Lewis, and then we would have had we were supposed to have Emmeline. She was not well at the time, and then the next week we had Yolam Bain Hospital. This week, none other than, I believe is my very good friend. I hope he's still my good friend. I don't know. I will find out in a couple of seconds. Honorable Delma Thomas, good morning.
Good morning to you, Andre, and good morning to all your listeners.
I am still hoping.
I think especially the people of my beautiful constituencies in Andrew Northwest, I think we go never vex, so we good.
I mean, like you and me go never vex?
Yes.
Well, I couldn't believe that. I have not spoken to you in like 2 months, Delma. And I never vex. I say you vex.
You mean on the radio? Let's be honest with yourself. What are you talking about? The radio?
No.
How?
When's the last time I spoke to you?
Today? Yes, last week. The week before. I spoke to you every week for the last couple of weeks.
Oh yeah? I don't remember. I don't remember at all. I don't remember that.
You're getting senile then.
Maybe. How's the family, Del?
Everybody's good.
Okay. Wow. I need to find a way to mute these thingies that are going to come in. But in any event, it's nice to know that that everybody is good. How's the constituency though?
The constituency is good also, in terms of what is happening in the constituency at present. We are okay. I mean, there are challenges. We're dealing with the whole issue of the COVID pandemic. So understanding the issues that confront some families. And as a government, we are always caring and trying to meet the needs of families who may need psychosocial support, may need some material support. We are continuing to assist them in this regard.
Okay, great. Nice to hear. Usually, when I start discussions, and I don't call them interviews anymore, I call them discussions with my friends, be it political and otherwise, I tend to start with the ministry, and I realize that a lot of the times we have to finish the ministry and rush through the constituency. I prefer finish the constituency and rush through the ministry because the
because the truth is this today Wednesday. I mean, yes, I would want to talk some ministry to bring into context what is happening in the constituency at some part. But today is Wednesday. It's my constituency day. So if you have me on your program, you expect me to talk a lot about what is happening in St. Andrew Northwest. This is the place. This is the people that put me in government. So whether or not I'm a minister, I am the representative of the people of St. Andrew Northwest. So today, that is the most important thing, as every other day.
Are you trying to tell me what I should ask you and what I shouldn't ask you? Is that
No,
what you're
no.
to
I just telling you what the facts are.
Oh, okay. I hear you. Anyway, but let's look at the constituency. What has been taking place in your constituency? We know the challenges of the COVID, and we will come to that. But in terms of physical infrastructure in these challenging times, what's been taking place in St. Andrews Northwest?
So despite the challenges, government is committed, and some of the commitments we made, we continue to provide services for the people of St. Andrew Northwest. And if we're talking infrastructure, I will want to talk about the first one that affect people in a personal way, housing. So despite government revenue dropped, government continue, even sometimes on a lower scale, to provide housing assistance for families across the country. And I'm speaking specifically to St. Andrew Northwest. We have received our fair share of material assistance, and so a number of needy families will have received housing assistance in 2021, because I would not recap last year, but I would say for this year, a number of families, more in excess of 23 families already receive assistance as it relates to housing. Last year, during the COVID pandemic, government started bathroom and toilet program across the Tri-Island state. As you know, I have started that in my constituency before, when you had special project that is really aimed at doing infrastructural works in communities like roads and things. But I have asked, based on the nature of my constituency and the level of and the number of persons who needed that assistance, especially elderly people at that time, I had asked cabinet to approve that we use special project at that time when I just came in to assist needy families with bathroom and toilet. So in my constituency, I've started that before government's program. So a number of elderly families received in the past. But last year, during the pandemic, government started that program. And so a number of families in my constituency have received bathroom and toilet. And I believe that in the next 5 years, in St. Andrew Northwest, pit latrine will almost be a thing of the past. And I say almost because, there are some families who are living on lands that is not theirs. Family lands, they're renting lands and all that. And so as long as they cannot get permission to erect those bathroom and toilet, then it means that we have some challenges there. But all in all, I believe that more than 95% or so will have bathroom and toilet in the next 5 years. And if we're able to resolve some of the other issues that I tell you earlier, then it means that we could see almost 100%, maybe 98% of families having bathroom and toilet in the next 5 years.
Would it be correct of me, Minister, to ask the question in terms of, do you have numbers that you would have dealt with thus far? Do you know numbers? Do you have them off the top of your head?
I know I don't have them. I will have to add what happened this year to what we did all together. But we have in excess of 200 families receiving assistance. And assistance doesn't mean the complete bathroom and toilet. What we do in terms of we go around house to house, and we encourage families. You want your salaries under $1,500, and sometimes you may work in the e-money, you may work in the farm, on the agriculture. We say to them, buy some blocks, put it on the ground. You may buy 100 now, buy 100 next week. Maybe you could get some sand, and so let's meet you at your point of need. Let's see what you can assist yourself with, and then maybe we can come up giving you the assistance from the farm. Plus, we also assist you in providing labor. There's some families who have members who were involved in the construction industry and could say then that my family is able to assist me as it relates to the labor. So I need your assistance. So maybe we give them some sand in that regards, and we give them some of the material and they too assist. So out of the 200 persons, we really have not built, apart from the elderly persons when we started who live alone, we have involved families in terms of they get some assistance and we provide them with some assistance. And in that we have over 200 bathrooms in the constituency of St. Andrew Northwest.
Good, congratulations there. And when you look at it, you did say just now that in a couple of years you expect every home that is able to have such.
Yes.
What figure are you looking for? Where do you think that number is?
You mean like how many families still needing bathroom and toilet?
Yeah. Do you have an idea of
so
that?
At present, we have in excess of 200 now needing bathroom and toilet in the entire constituency. And so we are hoping in that period we can assist all families so that pit latrine will be a thing of the past.
All right. Minister, COVID.
But you were talking infrastructure and I started on housing. Unless you go back to some of our major infrastructure in the constituency, I started housing because it touched people in a personal way.
That is where I was going to go in terms of, and when I mentioned COVID, I was not necessarily going to go to COVID with health. I was going to tie it back to your infrastructure. Now, let's go again. COVID. What impact has COVID had on the development of the infrastructure in your constituency in relation to your being able to deliver?
Well, COVID impacted the constituency and by extension the country in a negative way as it relates to infrastructural works. So and I'll explain that to you, while government is committed and has put all the things in place to, for example, repair the roads across the island, we have been restricted in terms of cargo coming to Grenada and in terms of a number of countries being on lockdown where we receive our raw materials from. So even as it relates to housing, going back to housing, the whole process is slow because all our suppliers are not receiving materials on time. And the same thing happened as it relates to our main road. So you'd realize at this time, and I think I heard Prime Minister say, our main road need urgent attention, and not because government doesn't care, government leave it to be that way, but because of the COVID pandemic, we are experiencing issues as it relates to the raw material coming on time. So we are looking at ways in which we can have our own plants, and that is something that you would hear after. I'm not at liberty to give those information. I'm not the Minister of Works, but that will come soon. We'll have our own plants in going forward. And I think St. Andrews is one of the places that is carried to have one of those asphalt plants where we can have our own raw material on site and be able to do our own work in a speedier way within the country and by extension the constituency. But despite of that challenges in terms of being able to get asphalt and being able to get those raw material, government continue to provide infrastructural works in the concrete field. So for example, in my constituency, I sure you heard me spoke about Claboni Road from inception.
Yeah.
It is a project I spoke about at cabinet every time. Every time I am on the Minister of Works back to to say that this is an area that needs development. It's not only a road, farm road, but it also is a tourist site. It also is a potential to provide employment opportunities for the people of Byland and by extension the people of the constituency. And so I'm pleased to say to you that work has commenced in Claboni Road. We have Hanover Construction, and I want to commend them for the level of work that they're doing, but the involvement of the community by them, Andre, must be commended. Sometimes we give contracts and the people come with all the men and they come with all who the workers. And so the local people, though they're getting the infrastructure, they are not involved in the whole process of building. But in this instance, I want to say that the people are part and parcel. People of the area, the constituency, are the ones who are the subcontractors. The people of the area are the ones who are working on the sites. The people are the one who Hanover has taken on some of our young men and ladies with a company in order to do the work. And so very soon, maybe by the end of the year, we will see completion of that Claboni Road. And it's not only the Claboni Road, because the road also extends down to Byland, main road. The main road really, over the last number of years, really need repair. And it's one of the roads that I've been championing to get done. And I recall the road officer saying to me he thinks it's under Claboni. But when the project started, I realized that that scope of work was not involved in the Claboni farm road, because this is a main road, it's not a farm road. And so we were able to get Ministry of Agriculture to commit to get that involved in the scope. And so we will not only see the construction of Claboni Farm Road, but we'll also see the construction of this, or the rehabilitation of this main road in the back street where all the drivers are complaining because it's really in a deplorable state. We will see completion of that road also in short order. So that's one of the areas. There's another area as it relates to, I've promised in the election, the last election, I've said to the people of Dunfermline leading to Crop Street that this road and retaining wall will be done in my time, and I'm pleased to say that the contract was awarded, and very soon you will see that very important infrastructure work happening in that area. It's an area that the villagers clamored for over the years. And so, when you meet constituents and they outline the issues that affect them as parliamentary representative, you have a responsibility to ensure that you get those work done. And so I am happy that I'm able to get that one done. We have the Bulong Bridge. That is an issue. I know that at present, the road officer with the engineer, they are looking at it, and we're hoping to see construction work there before the end of the year, because it is part of our 2021 developmental agenda for the constituency. There's also a retaining wall in Adelphi on the main road that the contract should be awarded in short order, maybe by this week or next week, to the person who, the winning bidder. And so that is another major infrastructure work that will happen in the constituency of St. Andrew Northwest. And apart from those major works, there's also this huge retaining wall in Mountain, close to the cemetery, that the Ministry of Work is also assessing and hoping that that will be done too before the end of the year. But apart from that, we are doing other inroads and other small infrastructural work across the constituency, because we also have a community brigade that works with government monthly, where we have a number of trainees, and we are doing a number of small roads, so like inside the roads and inside drains and small infrastructural work within the school system. And so the brigade is doing that. So a lot is happening, Minister, as it relates.
I need to ask you here, because I've seen comments on social media, and it's possible that you may have seen them too, where persons make statements, allegations in relation to, and you were speaking about contracts being awarded. Is it a situation these contracts they are being awarded because these persons would have made a bid for the contracts, or they were awarded by yourself or other persons of influence in the constituency? What is it?
Maybe the Ministry of Work road officer could speak to that,
Mhm.
because we have not awarded any contract, like those major contracts you're talking about.
Yeah.
We have not awarded any, we cannot, because there's a bidding process. And so the government has a policy that contracts, once you have contractors within the constituency that can perform particular contracts, that they will be given first preference. So all the people who bidded within the constituency for all the major contracts, firstly came from St. Andrew Northwest. However, the person who emerged as the winner is the best bidder by what criterion the Ministry of Works used, which I'm not even sure about, but I know maybe the price is one of them. So we are not choosing persons to bid for major contracts. However, if there's small contracts, then the constituency office can award small contract to look for the small contractors within the constituency. But when it comes to those major contracts that is excess of $15,000, once a contract is in excess of $15,000, it has to go through the tendering process.
All right. That wall that is being done close to Mellows, is that in your constituency?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Can you speak to us about the
because the
importance of
constituency
that?
cut stranger coming out to the Byland Road there, that's my area. But when you go higher to the retaining wall, it's Minister Horsford area. So it's not directly, but indirectly.
But speak to us in relation to the importance of that particular piece of construction, which I believe the contract has been awarded and they should have started. Can you speak to us about it?
The first aspect, what has happened there recently is the pulling down of the wall, the retaining wall.
Yeah.
So there was a retaining wall there that the engineers and the people from the Ministry of Work, there were major concerns in terms of it falling. And so I think there's a period where they noticed, because it's to me, notice was given over a period of time, and then that was pulled down on the weekend. I am not sure 100% about who the contract awarded to and reconstruction, so I cannot speak to that at this time.
But that will be a very important that is a very important project to the nation, yeah.
It is a very important. But what the first most important thing is the fact that we were able to remove the wall that deemed dangerous, because this is a very busy road. This is the road leading to the main road leading from St. Andrew to St. George's. And so the removal of this wall is very important for us, because you do not want an issue to happen like what we saw in Hope, where this wall came down and we know what happened. So we are happy that we meet this first phase, and we look forward to what the second phase will be.
I saw something similar, not a wall, but something similar happen in the St. Mark constituency. And of course, I'll speak to the minister, meaning Minister Clarice Modest. I'll speak to her personally about that, about the impact of that. But it was another derelict building. It was a derelict building, and it was dangerous to the community. This wall, dangerous to the community. Am I seeing government here taking a trend and realizing, hey, there are some things that we need to deal with because they're dangerous and we care about the people? Is that what's taking place?
Yes, so it's a government's policy that once there are infrastructural works that is deemed dangerous to the population, that we will address those issues. We would not wait to be reactive, so we'll deal with it beforehand. So that's what we're doing now in conjunction with the Ministry of Works. We are doing that in several areas. That, I mean, you know of that one in between Byland and Broggrove there. But there are a number of other areas. I know in Minister Horsford's area there was a wall. Same thing happened recently. So there's a number of infrastructure work that are deemed dangerous and so are being removed.
Congratulations then to yourself and, of course, by extension, your cabinet and government. Minister, socializing is a concern, not just in your constituency, but throughout the nation today. And that has to do with COVID again, socializing. You are the minister responsible for social services. So I guess socializing will fall right under your umbrella. How do you think and what do you say to Grenadians who are having to deal with the lack of socializing as we would have known it 2-3 years ago? What do you say to them at this time?
Andre, as human beings, we are social beings. So at this period of pandemic where we asking families and friends to stay away from each other is really not an easy call to make. To say to people that you have to stay away, you have to wear masks, you can't hug. This has psychological issues for families. And so as the Ministry of Social Development, we are saying to families, the key thing here is vaccination. We can't run away from vaccination at this time. So what, in the absence of vaccination, then it means that you'll have to social distance, you'll have to wear masks, you'll have to follow all the protocols to prevent the whole issue of the COVID-19 virus. And I've heard people say, well, what are you talking about? We do not have COVID. I recall being in a company with some people and they said, no, well, we don't have to wear masks because we don't have no COVID here. And I say we have to be careful about that. I say when your neighbor's houses are on fire, you have to wet yours. And Trinidad is too close to us for us to be comfortable. St. Vincent is too close for us to be comfortable. And when we watch what is happening in those islands, just one case of the Indian variant, and then we are in trouble again. So while yes, I understand and I empathize with families, I empathize with people. You know, I've been meeting with some of my constituents, especially the boys on the block who are accustomed being socializing and playing football and doing all that. I've met with them and, you know, I understand their pain. I understand their suffering. But I say to them, we still have to protect ourselves from the COVID-19 virus. We see how deadly it is. We see what is happening in Trinidad. People are dying every day. Every day you have 15, 19, 20, 23 deaths every single day from COVID and hundreds of cases every day, 100 of new cases every day. And so looking at what is happening in Trinidad, I urge us all to still follow the protocol. I urge us all to wear the vaccine as opposed to if you get the COVID virus. I've heard a number of theories about vaccination, but as far as I know, hundreds or thousands of Grenadians have taken the vaccine and we have not seen any major impact. As with any medication, there will be side effects. You will have fever, you have sore, the area may be sore, and all these things. But that happens with every medication, you know. So I urge families to think outside the box. One of the things that you're hearing, you hear people writing in newspaper and all kind of articles against the vaccination, and who said this and who said that. But those very people, Andre, those very people within the media, and I'm talking specifically to some newspaper that when you read them, it's all kind of thing, you would feel that vaccination is bad. They are taking the vaccine. They have taken their 2 shots already. And so we have to be careful of who advise us, because they may come to us in a quiet way and say, do not take the vaccine as a means of getting at the government. So they think, whereas they're going in pretty fair, as my grandmother will say, in a quiet way, and they are taking their vaccine. Yesterday, when it was related to me, someone who took the vaccine, I was in shock, because this is somebody, when you read what they're putting up from what people say, you would say that they are anti-vax. However, this person is fully vaccinated. And I'm saying all that to say we have to be careful to who give us information, who try to guide us, because they are saying one thing because of they have their own personal issues with the NNP administration, and so they will say and do things to them that will create.
Seems to have had a bit of an issue there with our link and the minister. Let's see if we can regain that link. This is real 91.9. Stay with us.
Where you go when you're walking, what you say when you're talking, you gotta be careful.
This is real 91.9 FM on your dial.
I say we have to prepare.
A bit of a bother there with the stream this morning, but we'll get right back to it. Stay with us.
Without fear, greed and jealousy, hatred and envy, man, you have to move with care in that jungle out there. You got to be careful. You gotta be careful.
Where you go? Where you walk? What you say? When you talk?
In your search for happiness, you gotta leave a little room for loneliness. More things could happen all of a sudden before you realize it's only a disguise. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. With what you do and how you're doing it. If you do, when you're doing it, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful. Corruption that's going on. Staying alive, trying to survive. That is how it is today. So as you go along your way, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Where you go when you're walking. What you say when you're talking, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful.
This is Dr. Chaichan again. Just letting you know there is absolutely no excuse for sexual violence against our children.
And me say no make them take advantage of you.
How going on, boy? Hey, good old things. Hey, easy. Yeah. Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day. Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handle me real nice.
They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016. Or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
M&M Hardware Limited, Hope St. Andrew and Dusty Highway, St. George. Shop conveniently for all your building materials, including plumbing, electrical, lumber, cement, steel, and much more. We manufacture roofing sheets available in 11 colors, aluminum windows, doors, insect screens, and hurricane shutters. Installation services are available for all our manufactured products. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. M&M Hardware Limited. Come on in and experience our affordable prices, or call us 444-6757 or 440-6757 Dusty Highway. Email us at info@mahonhardware.com or mnmdusty@mahonhardware.com. M&M Hardware, foundation to roof. Let's build together.
Green's Concept introduces the latest innovation in air conditioning technology in Grenada, providing the most energy efficient, environmentally friendly air conditioning units in Grenada. Using a natural refrigerant, all air conditioning unit systems are up to 40% more energy efficient than the current units used in the Grenadian market. Powerful cooling while using less electricity and very inexpensive. That means more money in your pocket. We offer free delivery to all locations of installation and installed by top quality trained professional engineers with over 20 years experience in the business. Contact Green's Concept 417-5460 or 442-1663. Email greensconcept@gmail.com. At Green's Concept, we cool you and the planet.
Green's Concepts announces special prices on 18,000 and 24,000 BTU units. You have been saving on power, now save on prices. Call us today.
I'm Shadell Naya Compton of Belmont Estate, and I've worked in the tourism industry in Grenada for 20 years, and I just love what I do. When COVID-19 halted business and I had to close my doors, it was so painful. Loss of income, loss of guests, loss of staff. Today, there's light again because of the COVID-19 vaccine. I listened to the scientists and to my trusted friends in the medical profession. I took the vaccine to get back to work and back to life. And because I care for myself and for each of you, I am only one. But together, we can get there.
Win more with the NLA's Daily Cash Fall. Every day with more plays and bigger prizes to be won. It's a 4-digit game with all the bet types you already know and much, much more. From 0000 to 9999. Choose your 4 numbers and place your bet from 11 different bet types. Choose from inline, 4 different mixes, first 3, last 3, and 4 different backup options too. Best of all, it starts at just $1, except for backups, which starts at $2. Win as much as $5,000 with a $1 inline bet and as much as $6,200 in a $2 backup bet. Imagine $50,000 for a winning $10 inline bet. There's definitely more to win with the Daily Cash 4. More plays, bigger prizes. Twice per day, Mondays to Saturdays. Must be 18 and over to participate. NLA, making your dreams come true while supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
It is real. It's 91.9, 91.5, www.drealfmgrenada.com. We apologize for that break there, friends, and that was it's just technology just gone wild for a minute there, but we have the minister back online. We're going to be using a different platform. You're using the regular platform, which is line to line, landline to landline. It works all the time. You better believe that. Good morning, Minister. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Landline to landline works all the time. You better believe that. So let's stick with tradition. Where were we? I'm trying to figure out now.
I know where I was the one speaking at the time, and I was
Yes.
speaking on how during this pandemic God has been faithful to us as a government, and some of the things that I've seen in social media as it relates to our Prime Minister. And I say you can only believe those things when you're not interfacing with that person, when you do not have a relationship, when you're not close. Or sometimes you know the truth, but because of political gratification, you will want people to see someone who, you see, we say we have a democratic country, and we had a referendum. When you could have changed that, you could have changed, if you find your same referendum.
Your landline is fading. Are you using a cordless, Minister?
Let me move the direction. Okay, let me call you back.
Okay.
Let me call you.
Okay, fine, no problem. It's real. It's 91.9. Well.
It's a hungry world out there. With everybody's
When the gremlins get into the system, sometimes you wonder, why? Why should it happen?
Birds of prey waiting to swoop down on you.
But it happens nonetheless.
What they'll do, you gotta be careful.
Jay Wanda, good morning. Harold Douglas, how you doing? Stephen Francis, top of the morning to you. Lindy Paul, what's up, girl? Stedden Naik. Glad to know that all you guys are enjoying the morning program. Good morning to you, Bernadette Abraham. How is Tivoli?
You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. I say we have to prepare to meet the challenges of life without fear. Greed and jealousy, hatred and envy, man, you have to move with care in that jungle out there. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. How you move when you're moving.
Do believe that we've sorted it out again, and I believe we have Minister back online. Hello, you there?
Yes, I think so.
Good. Well, you sound a lot better too. So let's go with that. You were speaking in relation to the PM and what he has led this government through in relation to COVID.
Yes, so I'm saying that if the only way you can call him the name is you call him, it means that when you had a referendum and you wanted to decide to turn for a prime minister, then you should have voted yes. So in absence of that, I feel there's a number of persons who need to take a few seats back, because this is a democratic country and the people of Grenada have decided to select the new national party based on performance. And you understand why, because look at the whole COVID pandemic. Look at our achievement during this period as a government. It is remarkable as compared to even the super powers, those areas you call superpowers. Have you seen what happened in the Great America, the Great England, the Great London, the Great, all these super countries, we have seen the devastation as it relates to the pandemic. And so I am proud at this time to be a part of the new national party government. I've always been proud, but I'm prouder now at this period in a pandemic, because I may never see a pandemic again in my lifetime. And you too may never see, and maybe all those who are with us now may never see a pandemic again. But during a pandemic, the world in crisis, the new National Party administration was able to perform well because of the leadership of Kit Mitchell. So you could say what you want. And those issues that we're seeing in social media about Kit Mitchell, that's because that's a whole kind of jealousy and an obsession kind of way. So you say all kind of craziness. But let's move on to other things. I just think I needed to say that, because sometimes you scroll through and you see all kind of craziness and you wonder what they're talking about. This is not the same person who we meet with. This is not the same person who show love and appreciation, not only for the country, but for us as a team who have always concerned about our well-being and our health and everything as members of his cabinet. And so I think it was would be remiss of me if I did not speak to those issues at this time when, you've been seeing so much of negative in recent times. But let the negative go, Andre. The New National Party, when the election is called another time, will be victorious again because the people can only judge you based on performances. And so we have performed. We have continued to perform. We continue to meet our people at the point of need during the COVID, and we'll continue to walk along on the ground within our constituencies to ensure that we do the things that our people need within our constituency. We continue to assist poor and vulnerable, the marginalized. This is what the New National Party is known for, reaching out and improving the lives of the less fortunate across our tri-island state.
Delma Thomas is not one who backs down from challenges. You were given the challenge in relation to being one of the ministers in the Ministry for Health. How's that been going, Delma?
Health has always been a challenge, Andrew, and you know, because you're in the media, that even in super countries, health is one of the major challenges for any government, whether it's NMP government, whether it's government in Trinidad, whether government in the U.S., health is a challenge. So I took on that challenge to assist ministers still in the area of health care, because I believe that we have to improve the health sector in Grenada. And I think our government believes that there are, yes, we know there are challenges, but we also believe that if we have maybe 2 ministers there working as a team, we can improve on some of the major issues. There are major issues, but there are major gains. You know, sometimes you hear and you see the negative, but you do not see the positive. In recent times, our team, within our surgical team, they were able to perform a surgery where at first they thought that the patient would not survive based on the patient's belief and based on the nature of the surgery. However, the team was able to be pulled out late at night and were able to perform that surgery, and the person pulled through that surgery. That was one of the many.
Are you able to tell us what surgery was that?
It was like, so the lady, the person was pregnant, and it was not full term, and they were sick otherwise. So I don't want to give details. Okay. I don't want to give details of that. Yeah. But they were able to be successful. Just recently, we had our very first heart surgery, cardiologist surgery at the General Hospital, not maybe 2 weeks ago, because we now have, for the first time at General Hospital, I know you know before, when you hear about cardiologists, you are waiting for a team to come from the U.S. and come to SG or to come somewhere in Grandlands for a short period and perform surgeries, provide medical advice, and people will have to go overseas to do particular surgeries. We were able to do a first surgery in Grenada because we now have on our team a trained and experienced cardiologist at the General Hospital. We continue to provide additional services. So we also have Dr. Jose Tristan, who is a urologist, and he also deals with surgeries with children. He has performed a number of interventions in the last 2 months for patients. I mean, and there were some cases that people were told that you must do major surgeries in excess of $10,000, $20,000. Mm-hmm. When Dr. Tristan saw those patients and he evaluated them and do all the necessary tests, he was able to advise them based on his medical experience, because he's from Italy, I think, Italy, I think, and he has worked in a number of war. He's a veteran in that field. And so based on it, while here we do not have all the expertise, he had that particular expertise. So there are a number of people who were down on the list to be operated upon. And after Dr. Jose would have treated them, they no longer needed the surgery. In fact, there's someone in my constituency who can testify about that. She was preparing. In fact, she was trying to raise the funds of over $10,000 to perform the surgery. And when Dr. Tristan came and she saw him, she was able to relate what happened to her in terms of thing and how, if you see her now as compared to when you saw her 3 or 4 months ago, it's two different person in terms of her look, in terms of how she changed up because of his treatment. And so I want to applaud the entire health team, our medical director, our hospital director, and the staff of the Ministry of Health, of our doctors and our nurses and our cooks and our auxiliary workers, our cleaners and our caretakers, every aspect of healthcare, because one can't go without the other. Our nurses and doctors are very important, but the auxiliary staff, they too are very important. And so I want to commend them for their hard work and dedication. Andre, in everything you have some people who are not up to 100% in anything, whether you are a teacher, whether you're in teaching, whether you're in police, whether you're in the private sector, there are things. But the majority of our nurses are performing and performing well. And that is why, as their minister, I will be working along with the government, with our present government, to ensure that we deal with those issues. Because the truth is, there are some issues that confront our healthcare workers. And so I promise them that I will be their biggest champion. I told them that in their faces when I met with them. So just recently we had, and they said they will hold me to that. And I said, I do not make promises that I would not keep. So I will be working along. We know some of the challenges of job tenure, the challenges of the contract. Those are issues that as a government we are looking at. Those are issues that I will be championing the cause for, because I believe that our nurses need more than they're getting at this time. And so I will be working, and you will hear about it in short order, as I would not give any details before we finalize and form up on what we're going to do as it relates to improving the working condition and the remuneration for our nurses and the kind of contracts that they have. All these things are things that we are working on. But as I said to them, and I said to you this morning, that one hand can clap. So I am there championing your cause. You have to be able to own what we're working on for you.
Is
So
it
you
true?
cannot,
Is it true, Minister, that we have a number of nurses returning home, having been abroad and having to deal with COVID in different places where they would have worked, and they decided that, hey, they're going to return home? And if they're returning home, what is the government's position on them? Would they be able to reapply for their jobs?
So, yes, that's why I'm aware that there are some nurses that are returning from serving abroad, and we have taken a decision that we will engage or re-engage. I mean, it may not be the same thing, because if you left at a particular field and you have to prove that you're really serious about coming back to the system, but we will re-engage with them. Because, Andre, the truth is, from where I sit, while we're not happy that nurses are leaving, based on some of the issues, some of the challenges that face them here, and it doesn't mean it will not face them elsewhere, but some of the issues that I am aware of, we believe as a government that we have to relook. We have had that discussion already. Prime Minister would have met with the management together with me at the hospital. And so we have identified a number of the challenges that we face. And so government is committed to reevaluate and to provide better compensation. And compensation sometimes doesn't always have to be monetary, but recognition and other aspects. For example, one of the decisions that we have already taken as it relates to the housing, a number of nurses applied, and we say, once you apply and you meet the criteria, you will be given first preference. That's just a small thing in what we're really looking at as it relates to working along with our nurses. We met with them. I mean, we met with the head of the nurses, and what I said, sometimes you meet with the head and you do not meet with the nurses at the individual nurses. So you may meet with the management, but you need to also meet with the nurses to hear for yourself and to see for yourself. To see for yourself what are the challenges on the job. And so we have started last year in meeting them there, and we will continue. We putting a schedule together to continue to even go around, because we have not made all complete wrong yet, because we have sometimes you're bogged down with administrative issues that you must complete first before you already go out there. So we are continuing to go out and to hear and see, and so formulate how are we going to deal with the challenges. There are a number of staff acting for a number of years, and that we will be given first priority in terms of regularizing that. Nurses, I mean, government has already taken the decision that once we not 3 for 1. You know, the policy of government is 3 for 1. If one person retire, one person leave, then, I mean, 3 person have to leave for one person to get employed.
Yes, I am aware of that.
So for the nursing sector, that has changed. It's 1 for 1. So it's like the normal thing that you had before the structural adjustment period. So nurses will be regulated, and as I said, everything would not happen overnight because this has a cost implication to it. But a number of nurses got permanent last year. You know, sometimes you hear the negative or you hear the positive. Have you ever heard that a number of nurses got the permanent last year?
No, I didn't get it because I guess the ministry didn't put out the information.
Right. So that happened last year, and this year, when the PSC finalized what they're doing, that will be out to the media to say what we have regularized these people. So we start with this management people who are acting for a number of years. Then we are regularized our doctors who are acting for a period of years, and we are regularized our nurses. And all that we have been doing, we will be all letting the media aware of it. But to say that we are working and we will be dealing with the issues that confront them.
Well, let me congratulate you here, Minister. But I'd like to take a quick step because our time is moving pretty quickly on us.
And remember our thing cut off, so we have 20 minutes apart from the time itself here.
Minister Thomas, I love you. You know that. Let's just understand that. Seed, what's happening? How are you guys doing in that program? Is it going well? I mean, there are challenges in relation to the amount of revenue that government is earning, but I can't say that we are seeing a downward turn in terms of more persons moving away from seed. It's probably more persons moving to seed, especially at this time. How are you guys coping with that?
Yes, so there are some programs that government give priority. Seed is one of those programs that government is committed to because we're talking about the most vulnerable of our population. And so what we are seeing, yes, there are persons who find jobs, and so in the recertification, they're no longer on the program, they have graduated, but there are new families emerging who need to be supported on the program, and so they are on the program. Within the last year, more than 100 persons were added to the program. And with everything, you know, every government program I've said from time and time, there are challenges. So there might be 1 or 2 persons that slip through the crack because no system is 100% perfect. But we have a process now of recertification where the social workers are going back out in the field to verify and to recertify families who have received assistance. Because, you know, when families receive assistance, Andre, even sometimes some families, when they find job, you know, they do not come forward to say, well, I'm employed now, so can you remove my family? No, we do not see that. So we have to go out there and collect the data for ourselves and be able to do the recertification as it relates to the program. But despite what you hear, the program is going well, and as I said, there will be challenges with our government program. And I don't care which government in power, once you have programs that provide assistance to people, there will be people who try to circumvent the system. However, when we identify those, we deal with it. So we are continuing to work. Our commitment is to provide support for poor and vulnerable families across the Tri-Island state. And so we are providing that not only in the SEED program, but we also provide it with the psychosocial support that we give at this time during pandemic. We continue to provide housing assistance, as I said earlier. We are going into the hurricane season and all that. So as a Ministry of Social Development, we continue to do things that will protect the most vulnerable of our society. And from the ministry standpoint, I want to commend the staff there, the permanent secretary, our psychosocial team, for the hard work and dedication. The truth is, sometimes they too need psychosocial support because it is overwhelming now at this time of pandemic where more families need assistance, and so government has committed to providing more counselors, service we hire the services of additional counselors, and that will be done so that we can provide more assistance. We thank those who have given volunteers to assist us in that regard. And so we continue as a ministry and as a government to provide care for people across the Tri-Island state of Grenada, CARICOM, PD Martinique.
Can you speak to, Minister, the fact that it has changed where people don't necessarily have to go to the revenue offices in the different parishes to receive their monthly assistance from government? It is now being brought to them almost to their doorsteps. Can you speak to that and how successful that has been?
Andrew, that has been so very successful. In fact, yes, it has opened our eyes on some challenges that maybe we, sitting in our offices and sending and pay the monies at the revenue office, we will not be able to identify it and rectify it. So we were able to realize that, for example, in household where families are working now, so when they say, well, this person will find a job here, so we were able to get that, to collect information from that for recertification. And we were able to even identify other challenges that affect families in communities. So sometimes you go to an elderly home and you realize that there's no bathroom and toilet and they're living in a deplorable condition and they need government additional assistance. And so we were able to provide those additional assistance. So this decision to move still at the level of the community, that happened during the pandemic time when families could not take the bus to go to Grenville. And so based on what we saw and the success of doing that, we have continued to do it even in time when there aren't any lockdown. As you know, government is looking to go cashless, and very soon they will be piloting. So like the United States, in the U.S., you don't get cash in your hands, you get a card. So we are looking in that direction. So there will be a pilot program first, and then we'll see how we go from there and how effective it will be for all families. And so that is the direction where we are going, cashless.
As you speak of cashless, there seem to be there are persons who are saying that, hey, some of these persons can't even sign their names. How do you expect them to be able to operate in a cashless situation?
So we will judge each case on its merit, and so we would not move 100%. We will identify who first we move with, and I think we're looking at the children at school, with parents at school, and then we'll assess the elderly and decide how we move into that new phase of providing support.
Are we doing this because we need to do it, or are we doing this because we are trying to follow, as you just spoke of, the mighty United States and other countries?
No, we're doing it because we see it as the best way forward. Because that's the way the world is going. Not about mighty America, but it's just the technology. And so we must move with technology. You must appreciate and agree.
Well, yes, I do understand that we must move with technology. So if you were to grade the SEED program at this time, Minister, you've been involved in that program ever since you've been in government. But if you were to grade it at this time, looking at its performance, looking at the challenges that it has been faced with in the past year and a half too, what grade would you give SEED and why?
I always believe in my credibility. So if I say 10 out of 10, then I will be dishonest with myself. And so I would never be dishonest with myself. And I will give SEED 7. And the reason for that, there's still a number of challenges that I said to you because it's a government program. There are areas of concern that we are still addressing. And maybe I would even go as low as a 6.5 in some instances. Depends on the different category you're grading. So in terms of reaching people's need, I would say we're 8 out of 10 in terms of identifying those families who need assistance and getting on the program. But the ability to remove families who no longer need to be on the program, I would give it maybe a 5. And sometimes even lower as a 4, because the truth is we have to go out in the communities and go out in the schools and do all this work to ensure that these families are removed because they do not come forward. So I in general, I would say 6.57 because there's still work to be done in terms of improving some aspect of the program.
There are children who receive the monies, and people speak about it. Parents receiving monies for children who are supposed to go to school, and they probably just send the child to school for one day, or maybe not even send the child for the week for that matter, but they continue to collect government monies. What is your government going to do, or what is your government doing about that?
So there are cases where we suspend and do the investigation. There are the education aspect and the parenting aspect where we meet them because education is part of the program. Because you see, sometimes we may judge and we may say, well, I know Jane and I have not seen the child for 2 weeks. But on research, you realize the child is sick and needs medical assistance and she doesn't even have the money to provide medical assistance. Or there are other issues and other challenges that confront families that make them unable to send their children to school. So the investigation must be done before we decide what is the next course of action.
And your government is on top of that. You're saying that?
Well, I'm saying I would not say 100% because in order for us to be 100%, then we'll have to have our school officers will have to give us the information. So we get the information from the school, we get the information from the community. Sometimes people report and we have to do the groundwork. And that's what I say. Sometimes in our research, we find out that this child has been sick for a period of time or all that. But we are trying to have it under control. I can't say with all honesty that it is under control 100% because there will always be people going through the loopholes and being able to maybe collect money and sometimes the child go to school for a month for two and sometimes we never know. We never even get the data from the school. So I would not say 100%.
So have you brought the schools or are you going to bring the schools on board with this so that the schools will help you monitor?
Well, the program, the school is supposed to be on board. In some instances, we do not get the information in a timely manner, but the officers within the ministry, the truancy officers, they are supposed to be giving, and sometimes they come to us. So I know for one, Mr. Buckmeyer will even come to the office and he will identify children who not no longer in school. He will identify children who need to get on the program and even other assistance that children need. So there are some officers within the education system who are following up on their roles, but there are some lagging in some areas, and so these are areas that we will merge with the Ministry of Education to deal with.
Housing continues to be a problem in Grenada. You spoke this morning earlier this morning of assistance that your government would have given or continues to give in relation to persons who need assistance with repairs to their house and maybe even building new homes. You've been working, meaning your government, you guys have been working with the Chinese government, and slowly we see these buildings coming to completion. We've seen the handing over, and I dare say quote unquote, of the first one, which was in St. Patrick here. We've seen Karaku, I think it is. What's really going on? They seem to be handed over, but it seems that the government is not doing anything. That is what it seems to people. Like government, well, it's handed over, but government is not doing anything. That is what people feel.
So I think, yes, so it's important that I comment on that. What we saw in the three sites thus far is a completion ceremony. And the completion ceremony really is a tradition from the Chinese that speaks to the completion of the infrastructural work. However, in terms of the connection of the water from Nawassa, so while the pipes are there and the houses are wired, you know, when you wire your house, you need Grenelec to come and do the inspection and then give you the certificate so you can pay. They are working on that as we speak, as it relates to St. Patrick first. And then just yesterday, I have spoken to Miss Honore, who is the SO in the ministry, to fast track and follow up with Ministry of Work so that they can speed up in terms of getting that certificate, getting the inspection done, and getting so that we can see water and electricity in the site at St. St. Mark has a different issue that now has to run lines there. So that will be done. So what we already saw in St. Mark's, Carrickmore, and St. Patrick was the completion ceremony that said to the population that we have completed all the infrastructural works on the housing. The houses are wired, the pipes are run, all concrete, all painting, everything, plumbing, everything, all these things are done, but the connection is needed. We cannot deliver the houses to the people with no water or no electricity. So that is where we are at this time. However, we are hoping by September, end of August, September, that we will see all the sites being completed, and completed meaning with all the infrastructure, so the lights are on and the water is in all the buildings. And so we'll be able to put keys in the hands of needy families after that. So there will be a general hand. After all those infrastructure works are done, then the keys will be handed over to government, because I'm sure you realize that all the ceremonies we had across the 3 sites thus far, we received no key yet. The keys will only be handed over to us when water is in the building and electricity lights, the lights from Grand Lake is in those buildings. So that we will see in short order. As I said, I am hoping that by the end of August we will see, and then all the houses, all the keys will be handed over to the government together for all the sites. And then we will see distribution maybe sometime in September.
All right, Minister, what has been the response in terms of persons making applications for apartments at these different facilities? How has it been? Is it?
So you know that we have 664 units of housing.
Okay.
Apartments. We have in excess of 2,000 applications.
Wow.
So you know that right there, we'll have the housing authority together with the team will have to shortlist based on the criteria. Because remember, we are dealing with criteria. You should not have no houses before, and if you have government land and you get it because you plan to build a house, then you're not qualified to get a unit now. Then if your salary is more than $3,500 a month, you will not be qualified. You know, there are a number of criteria that you must meet. And then there are other issues. Let's say you're renting a house. You, as an adult, your wife, your children, then you have your wife, mother living with you, and you have a set of other adults. Then we do not believe that these houses, unless you and your wife and the children are going alone, if you apply and your application say that you have 7 of us, and the ages, you give the age range and whatever, then we know that the apartment is not suited for you because it's only 2 bedrooms. So those are the things that will be taken into consideration.
So what would you do with these people? Would you then approach them and say, hey, we need to work together so as to regularize your situation and make it better for you?
So how we as a government, we appreciate that housing is a huge challenge. And so apart from the Chinese houses, and while that's just the first 1,000 houses, we'll have to have a discussion with the Chinese on the other 1,000 houses that we don't want them to build for us. And so maybe we'll also look at, instead of 1 bedroom now, we may look at 3 and 2 bedroom houses. That's one area. But we are also looking at having a public-private partnership with investors, with people who are willing to provide and work with government. So government will put particular amount. And this is in the long term. We're looking at St. John's first. I mean, we will have a program. We will see construction starting in St. John's soon. I know that the plan is with planning for approval, and maybe they will have maybe 30 or 50 thing. But we also want to do more for St. John's, because we realize the issue of housing in St. John. And though all the parish can say we have a housing scheme, St. John's cannot say that, and then we know of the other housing issues there. And so while we have a first project for them that is already approved and will start shortly, we also believe that we have to look at a bigger project that will really deal with the issue of the stiff people at the stiff front and all that. So that we are working on, and we are looking at lands across the country. In St. Andrew, we need houses too. So we have to look at additional lands and additional places, and there are other areas that need, and so we will be working to see how we can finalize a program that will address those issues of families who are huge and need just cannot be accommodated at this time at the Chinese housing.
Elaborate a bit on the St. John's project, if you can, what really it is and what are we going to see?
So it's a housing scheme project similar to what you have in Dunfermline, Dunfermline government, Dunfermline housing project.
Mm-hmm.
The apartment. So it's something similar because it will be built. It's not like the Chinese thing. It will be built like what we have in Dunfermline, and it's the apartment and there will not be one bedroom, maybe 2 and 3 bedrooms. So that's where we're starting the 2 and 3 bedroom building project.
Mm-hmm.
And as I said, it will be between 30 and 40 apartments, which is a drop in the bucket for an area like St. John's.
Okay.
So, but we also believe that some people from St. John's can get access to St. Mark, where there is over 100 units.
What if a person, in doing this that you're doing in St. John, what if a person was to say, hey, I've got lands? Would you then send them to housing, or would you bring them onto a program like that one?
Well, it depends. It depends on all the circumstances.
Okay.
Because you will take a number of things into consideration. Where the person works, because there is also this program with Housing Authority where you get $30,000 and you can build for yourself on your own lands alone. So it depends on a number of things.
Here's something coming in from someone here, and it says, good morning. There are some business spaces at some of the housing establishments. Persons made applications more than a year now, and 9 is distributed, although people are living there. What is the latest with these business apartments, especially at Dunfermline?
I did not hear the last part. The last part says what?
Persons have
business apartments, huh?
The business apartments that persons would have made applications for over a year now.
Uh-huh.
And they're saying that person says here that 9 have been distributed, and they're asking what is the latest with the others, what's going on, and they're saying especially at the Dunfermline area. Well, they say not 9, none. The person said to me they made a typo error. None have been distributed.
I was going to respond to say none. As far as the information I have from Housing Authority, none was distributed, and there was some infrastructural work to be done before you could have really given, or there was an issue as it relates to sewer in a particular area.
Mm-hmm.
That work was rectified, and what I do know is that the housing, the board, they are looking at giving those apartments for businesses. But what as the minister, what I've advised is that from the persons who applied, you give priority to people who are unemployed at this time. This is a period of pandemic, so if I have a job, then I cannot see you getting preference over somebody who's now willing to maybe go to GDB or somewhere to get a small loan or so to set up a business so that they can provide for themselves and their family, to give to somebody who are already fully engaged. So I have advised them that maybe that's a way. I've not demanded that from them, but I say maybe that's a way you want to look based on what we're dealing with. Many families would have lost their jobs, there's no income, and so it will be best for you to look first and give priority to people who are unemployed.
While I can understand, Minister, there that your care for people and wanting everybody to share bread, but giving it to someone or making it easier for someone who is not employed to have it, one will have to be very careful with that, because it may be that you put in a lot more problems on that person's back, because not being employed does not necessarily mean that you're a business person.
Okay. Well, you are correct in that regard, but I believe that the Housing Authority, it was just an advice.
Yeah.
But they will have to weigh all So I think they have criteria working with, so they will decide what is final decision.
Okay, here's so the same person is saying that there are repairs to be done, which is what you said, and the person is saying that they are willing to do the repairs because they will be able to employ 4 persons, not to do the repairs but to run the business. So I'm just saying what the person says here. Yeah.
Yeah. So I understand all that, and I think maybe in their proposal to Housing Authority, they would have made that clear, and so these are things that the Housing Authority will look into. Because I'm not part of the committee that decides who gets and who ain't get. It's just that when they said that they have completely particular things and they're looking to do that, I advise that might be a way they want to look. But and that's a good point, because I may have the resources to start up a business. I may not be there, but I'm able to provide 2 or 3 persons with employment, which will be good.
Yeah, which will be good.
Minister, there's an issue. I know you 9 o'clock come already, but there's an issue as it relates to housing that I think is important that I raise, because it's something that showed its head before. And one of the issues is that we use media as a means to get the ministry to do particular things. And I agree, as I said to my colleague ministers, that it is unsightly and ugly if the media has to capture something that deserves assistance in your constituency and you are not aware of it, because we are housing officers who are supposed to be field officers in every constituency. So their responsibility is to go around in the constituency and identify needy families, not NMP families, but as I said, needy families within the constituency. And so we have given that mandate. We have said to people, in fact, I've met with the housing officer sometime before, and I said to them it is ugly, and I didn't tell my PS and management that I feel ashamed when I have to look at things, when needy cases are identified. And I stress needy, Andre, because sometimes people realize that when you go to the media, not only you are forcing government to see your case, but you also get people who are caring outside there who do not have the facts and seeing, based on what the visuals say, realizing, well, that is a bad case. And so they will raise funds and they'll send monies for you and they'll do all kind of things. And then the government will get a bad name in some, because people say this government is not a caring government, this government is what. So there are a number of cases. And I would not want to pinpoint particular case, but I would say to you that there are families. Let me give you an example. An example not specifically to an individual, but just how an example of what I'm talking about. Andre might be living in Mountain and he's living with Delma. Then they realize the Delma house is being repaired, or Delma is building so let me use another way. So Delma took a loan with Housing Authority and she built a complete new house. Then the old house she had, she left it there. But her Delma's sister or child or somebody who living with her will decide, well, I'm staying in the house. And then we'll call the media. The media will come take pictures of this old dilapidated house, not realizing the homeowner now have a brand new house. But this person just use that as a means to collect assistance. And sometimes it's not just housing assistance. These people do not want housing assistance, Andre. These people, even when government go to them and say that we are willing to come and finish and assist you, in one instance, the person responds, I do not want government to respond. It's the money I want. Because that person realized that they are getting money from individuals overseas who already not on the ground, do not have the facts and not aware. Individuals abroad are sending things for them and they are selling it in the public, right, within the different communities. Those are issues that we have to address in the media, because sometimes we make it look like this government isn't caring. How can this person be living in this dilapidated condition? And yet, where is the minister, the representative of the area? Sometimes you call, where is the housing minister? Understanding that the housing minister is not all over Grenada going into every village to see. When it comes to St. Andrew Northwest, I walk the constituency on my own. When it comes to housing, I take the housing officer, the city officer on Wednesdays, they are behind me and I walk through constituency. When somebody has to come to me and say, I want a house repair. I say, this house needs anything, check the person out, this house needs thing, and I do not care who the hell they vote for. What I care is, as a representative, I have a responsibility to represent the people of St. Andrew Northwest. whether they voted NMP and they voted NDC, I do not care about that. I care about providing assistance for them. But as I say, we have instances, and just very recently again, we have a case where a family building a new house, and the brother left the house and he go into some kind of old place, and they take pictures of it. So you will see this circulating in social media, and then it's a way of trying to force to build a house for individuals who are 19, 20, 23 to leave their parents' home. It also aimed at getting people to get resources and be able to turn rich overnight. They don't want any houses. There are some people, Andre, that do not want a house. They do not want material to repair a house. They realize that going to the media, it enables them to get assistance from the diaspora that they can make money from. They see it as a money-making thing. So, and they count now. I make about $10,000 already, girl. And, I get a number of equipment, and I have things for sale. I have furniture for sale. I have these things for sale. These are the things that we are seeing. I know a friend of mine who I worked with in SGU for a number of things. She said to me she gave somebody within St. Andrew, she told me she gave this person all this amount of assistance. And afterwards, she realized that the person came to her with a story about housing and house fire and all that. And the person sold everything she gave them. It was nothing about housing. So I say that to say that within the media, we have to address those particular issues constantly so. Constantly so, we have to be able to raise awareness that there are families who really would put themselves in particular circumstances so as to create a picture in the minds of the people in the diaspora and in the media to reach out and to have promotions on their behalf, whereas they do not really want housing. What they want is a way to turn rich fast, to get money, to gamble, and to do all these kind of things. So I think it was important that I make that point because we have seen a number of these things emerging across the country.
Just so you know, Minister, that I understand what you've just said, but a word to the wise is enough, and my word to yourself and other ministers is that social media, while yes, it is a form of media, must not be seen as the media and should not be seen as the media, because if you're going to compare Nabila and Aruna and so on, you're going to compare them with the armchair media people who do nothing else but sit there and post things on social media. That is so wrong and so disrespectful to them. Because
so it's more than social media because they start with social media, but there are some particular media entity, maybe for whatever reasons, will not do all the necessary groundwork. And even sometimes, sometimes even when they do all the necessary groundwork and you give them the information, based on who publishing a particular story, they put it in a way that will make the government look in a negative light. So
and then the government still go in and sit down and let them interview them. Did I say that? No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Sometimes you still have to do what you have to do.
No, you don't have to do it, Minister. Never believe that you have to do it. And I'm telling you this, we established the friendship when we started, and now I'm going to establish and say to you, Minister, you don't have to do. If a man do something, continue to do something, throw water on you, what you do is that either you don't pass there or you buy an umbrella. But you have to protect yourself. Now, my final question for you today has to do with your constituency, Minister, and it has to do with COVID-19. What has been the response in relation to your constituents taking the vaccine? And if it is on the up, what have you done to cause it to go up? If it is not on the up, what do you intend to do to cause it to move up?
Well, yes, so I would not say it's on the up. There are a number of persons who took the vaccine. There are other persons who want to take the vaccine, and so we are mobilizing to get, meeting them at a different point. There are some people who say, well, I want to take the vaccine, but I'm working 8 to 4. So I have been organizing with the Ministry of Health to do something on a Saturday evening, this Saturday coming. I'm not sure what number we have so far, but I know we had 11 people already, and we're trying to see who else want to get on the Saturday because of work. And So we continue to reach out in communities to meet people. There are still some issues. There are some people who still have, because remember, these are people who listen to social media who are saying, well, why AstraZeneca? Why we cannot get a next vaccine? And there are a number of families who are saying that we prefer another vaccine, maybe the Cuban vaccine also. So some are taking and some will continue to take at a different time. But we as parliamentary representative, I think I have a responsibility to go out into the villages and educate people on why you should take the vaccine. And I do that every time I get a chance to, whether in a church, whether anywhere I am, I use the issue. Every time I get the mic to talk in any meeting. So I'm going to St. David's in Minister Joseph meeting this evening. The first thing I'll talk about is vaccination, because I believe it's the best we have at this time to return to economic activities in the country. So I will be mobilizing. In fact, I have other persons assisting me in the mobilization as it relates to St. Andrew Northwest, I have youth, meeting youth at their own point and trying to give the rationale why the vaccine is so very important at this time. And so I believe as we move on, more families will take the vaccine, and I also believe that we will get new types of vaccine that will give people a choice to decide whether or not they want the AstraZeneca or whether or not they would take, what's the other one? The one from China, I think it just got approval. Then the Cuban one has not.
No approval yet.
Approval, yes. Yeah. So I am hoping. I mean, the truth is, I understand that there are some people who have some concern based on what you hear in the news, based on what you know, your thing, but your medical condition is. Some people ask me about the medical condition, but I say to them, I have the most complications that it relates to medical. And when there were two reasons that pushed me to take the vaccine faster than before. One, of a medical condition, when I see what is happening, because I know if I take the vaccine, it's the risk far outweighs if I get COVID-19. If I get the virus, I'm sure to die because of all the complications. I show you what me coughing constantly so while I'm on the program. That's because just Friday I had, or maybe even before Friday, I had an asthma attack. So I've been having a regular asthma attack that I never had before. And that's because I have to wear mask consistently. So now that I'm fully vaccinated, I could afford to remove my mask according to where I am. If I'm in a place where people are not vaccinated, then I have to keep on my mask. But if I'm in a room with everybody who's fully vaccinated, then I can afford to remove my mask. I was in a session with my management at the hospital and with some nurses and so weekend, and every one of us present at that particular function, maybe more than 40 or 50 of us involved in that function, we were all vaccinated, and so it took a pity, and I had it my fully vaccinated crew. And in that area, I was able to remove my mask. So I'm saying all that to say that you have to weigh the condition, weigh the risk as opposed to getting the virus. If you look at the news, you're realizing that there were doctors, people in the churches who were anti-vax, and they said they're not taking any vaccine. And we see some died, we saw some fighting for their lives in hospitals. So I still want to say to the Grenadian public that taking the vaccine is the best shot at this time for us to go back to the place where we knew before 2020, before the COVID-19 pandemic. And I will encourage, once you're over 18, that you should find out in those medical centers we have in Gramba and other places, and you can even contact me if you have a number and you live in my constituency, because we'll arrange to get you vaccinated. We will be working to ensure that we provide vaccination. And the best advice to families, if you have a concern, then we can get the doctor to look at your situation and be able to advise whether you should take it now, whether you should wait, and all that. But I am still saying that vaccination is the best shot we have at this time. Protect ourselves and protect our family.
When the Government Information Service sends to inquire as to why I joined Senate late this morning, I'll tell them it was you.
No, telling me your link broke.
Delma Thomas.
Yes, sir.
Have a good day, my dear. I'm going to join the Senate now, yeah?
All right, thank you.
Take care of yourself. Have a wonderful one.
You too.
Bye-bye. It is real. It's 91.9, 91.5, www.realfmgrenada.com. Andrew down on my side, and thanks Nabila. Thanks to the rest of the staff for making it possible this morning. Thank you very much to Delma Thomas. And we've got the Senate. They've started already. It's now 16 minutes. I make it after the 9 o'clock hour. Let's join them for a sitting of the Senate already in progress.
I had with great anticipation looked forward for a longer sojourn, but of course, in this